Namaste everyone, and welcome back home to the Trannabis kitchen. It is season 2, episode 6, and we are going to be bringing in an incredible special guest in a few minutes. We have Chef Katie O'Donnell, a new dear friend who I didn't even realize I knew many years ago. We're going to dive into all the things, talk all about her cannabis story, her cooking story, how they overlap, and all the things. But first and foremost, we need to thank our amazing sponsor. Thank you so much, Fruit Slabs. Shout out to Fruit Slabs. Fruit Slabs are a kosher certified, organic, natural, no preservatives added, no artificial sugars added fruit leather. It is fruit, it is cannabis. They come in different flavors. They come in THC, CBD. We are using the THC Fruit Slabs tonight, the Mango Maui Wowie. This is what they look like. And they have some coconut in them, which is going to go very well with our special ingredient of the evening, which is going to be shrimp. And we are doing 2 totally different shrimp recipes. Myself and Chef Katie, I decided that I was going to do another sort of deconstruction and reconstruction of what you would experience with shrimp and pasta. And so I'm doing a shrimp ball, and I'm really looking forward to finding out what Chef Katie's making, because I actually don't know. I know that it's going to have to do with pasta and shrimp, but that could be many different things. And so we are infusing this with our fruit slabs. It's going to be 5 milligrams per a ball. We're putting them in the air fryer to make it really easy, because I'm infatuated with my new air fryer. And in this recipe is going to be very simple. So we've got about a pound of minced and now cleaned shrimp. We have 1 package of this already pre-made angel hair pasta that's gluten-free. I couldn't find vermicelli. If you're wondering, that's why I'm not using them. We have the fruit slabs, as you've already seen. We have a couple of baby rainbow carrots that I have already shredded very small. We have some baby bok choy that I have already made shredded and very small. We have about a tablespoon or so of some ground black pepper, a little bit, maybe about a teaspoon of some ground ginger, and then we have probably about a tablespoon or so of some ground turmeric. We are putting in about a sheet of dried seaweed. That is going to be our salt. We've got 3 eggs that we are going to whisk to help us combine these together, because we have to hold these together. And then we are going to dip them like our breadcrumbs with seeds. Instead, we're going with hemp seeds and sesame seeds that we have put in here. So, for those who are familiar with the Trannabis kitchen, you know that at this point we are going to send some Reiki into our food and our plant medicine, make sure that we are truly connecting. So I'm going to take off the gloves, which accidentally just got shrimp all over them. And if you are at home and you are feeling called to connect to your cannabis that you are using or any food that you're eating, this is whether you want to look at it as a prayer, a connection. If you are a Reiki practitioner, you can also send Reiki. It's very simple. Make it your own. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. It's just a simple way to send gratitude and connect to the food. Sending so much love and gratitude to the plant spirit, to Fruit Slabs, to all who made it possible for me to have all the ingredients here, sending love and light and joy into the food and to the audience and anyone else, especially Chef Katie, who are going to be involved, making sure that all are feeling this beautiful love and that we are grateful for the animals as well that have gone through their life cycle to be here. Thank you so much, everyone. Namaste. And here we go, off to the races. So we are going to bring on Chef Katie, and I can't wait to hear what it is that she is making. Thank you so much for sending that gratitude, Artistic Canamon. Always good to have you. Let us bring on. Hold on, don't see them on Instagram. Where did they go? Sorry, friends, we're trying to get this set up. Here we go. One down, one more to go. Here we go. Thank you, Kristen.
Wait a minute, is it on me? Okay, wait, I see.
It is. Flip it. But lower the volume on the other device because there's echo. On your laptop, lower the volume.
On the laptop? You want me to?
Literally to the last possible amount.
All right, does that work?
Yes. Now there's no echo.
Awesome.
Okay, do you want me to?
Except
Flip the camera.
This to be the camera.
All right!
Okay, except you have to raise the camera so that I could see her. There we go.
I got like half the screen going.
Welcome, Chef Katie. It's so good to have you here.
So good to see you again.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So you've been doing a lot of prep work before the show started.
So did you, my understanding.
I mean, not as much as how much I kept trying to cheat. That one time I was on Iron Chef, they kept yelling at me, telling me to stop doing things because it was nervous energy. It wasn't like I was trying to get ahead. I was just like, I can't stand here not doing something. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to leave some of the shrimp to be cleaned. And then I heard you talking about debating shrimp. I'm like, I'm just going to do all the shrimp right now.
This is hilarious, Mercury in retrograde communication, because I thought that you were so prepped, and so I freaked out, and so that's why I prepped as much as I did.
That's amazing. Okay.
The good news is that we'll be on time, and then we can, just eat.
Right. There.
So, please introduce yourself to everyone. Tell everyone a little bit about you and what you're making.
My name is Katie O'Donnell. I've been a chef for, been in the hospitality business for about 30 years, give or take. I do love seafood, and I thought since I don't love being videotaped, it makes me a little nervous. I thought I'd do something simple. We decided on some shrimp. These are wild-caught shrimp from Key West, which I love because I go diving down there. For lobsters, not for shrimp. And it's like a freeform pesto that we're going to use some cannabis butter. And then I'm going to put in some whole roasted, I'm going to pan roast these tomatoes. I'm going to throw some raisins and some almonds, which I've already toasted, which will give it a little bit more body. A little bit extra tarragon here because it's winter and basil doesn't fare that well. And that's my story.
That sounds really, really good. And I look forward to seeing you bring it together. So, your cannabis story, imagine. Well, I cheated because I know a little bit about your cannabis story. But can you share with everyone how your cannabis story came to be and how it overlaps with your food story?
Hold on, which version of my cannabis story is it that you think you know? Does it involve a Grateful Dead concert? Because if it doesn't, then that might not have been really my first one. But
no, I don't think it had to do with the Grateful Dead story.
Well, see, that's the thing. The first time I had cannabis-infused food of any kind was at a Grateful Dead concert in a parking lot down at Shakedown Street.
Can't imagine a better time.
Right. I mean, this is back in mid-90s, and I didn't know how the drugs got into the Briscoes retreats. All I knew is when I got pretty high. So it was a while before I circled back around to thinking about revisiting that, not just for recreation, but also to make other people happy. So here I am.
And you're succeeding in doing just that, and you have the space of time. And so, When did you decide that you were going to put food and cannabis together?
I started thinking about it a couple years ago because one of my obsessions about food revolves a little bit around food and sex in the kink community, and not necessarily jumping into a kiddie pool full of spaghetti and marinara, but more as an erotic gesture and aphrodisiacs. And for me, certain strains of cannabis have always been very much arousing. So I thought food, aphrodisiacs, cannabis, let's see where this goes.
I love that. And it's true. And it's something that we've brought up, actually. We've had a couple episodes on sex, cannabis, and food. So you're in good company. What would you say is the aphrodisiac in food that is like your go-to? Like for me, I would say chocolate. I know that oysters are an aphrodisiac, but they don't do it for me somehow.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Oysters are very particular, you know. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But chocolate,
I love you.
Well, right, but okay, well, but you don't get that rush. You don't get that like full body temperature rising, blood flowing to regions. You're just like, yeah, I just ate an oyster, and that's like the end of it for you.
I mean, pretty much. Like, if it was a preparation of oyster that was in a dish that was very moving for me, that could turn me on. But oysters themselves, no.
Okay, I'll take that as a challenge for next time we're in the same city.
Open to it.
Are you flirting with my best friend?
Shut up.
You can hear me.
Christian, I can hear you. For everyone who doesn't
I have a
know
very
behind the
boisterous
camera,
camera person.
is Christian. Christian's one of my best friends in New York. All right, so moving back to your cooking story, let's go way back. Start with the boat.
The boat. I, with my other female friends, about 4 of us who were renting a house at the Jersey Shore, were looking for jobs, and I found an ad in the paper that said cook on a schooner, live aboard, and it said must be amicable, amiable, and adventurous. And I was just like, that's interesting. And I called, and they're like, can you be here tomorrow? And I showed up with like 24 ears of corn and some Jersey tomatoes, and they were like, get on board. And I was like, what? And we sailed to Cape May, which is just like around the southern tip of New Jersey. And we got caught in a storm, and I had never had seasickness before, and I did. And then they like opened the hatches, they let me above deck, and they're like, you want a job? I was like, sign me up. I totally just thought I was gonna die, and I didn't. That was awesome. I mean, it wasn't that simple, but I'm a little high, so that's a shorter, actually, version of the story. But yeah, that's how I realized the power of food, like, really connects people, and nourishing people and taking care of people and giving them strength and showing them love. It's a big deal.
Which cannabis does too.
Yes.
So they naturally go together.
They go together.
So after all of that, how did you get from that to David? What did I do in the middle?
I thought I was supposed to be looking at you. I'm supposed to be looking at the. I applied for a job, and at S2EP6, and I didn't hear anything for 6 months, and I got a phone call out of the blue, and Paxton's like, basically, I wasn't gonna call you because you're a chick, I mean, basically. But, you worked on the sailboat, so I'm kind of curious. And the person that I did hire didn't work out. So, you're up. I was like, wow. Isn't that awesome?
Wow. What a day.
Good time.
These
are the days, my friend.
That is just, look, I'm not impervious to making occasionally a judgment call on that. Like, the way that the men are in the cooking industry and culinary is just gross. It's just gross. Not all of them, because now I'm here.
Right.
Ultimately. Okay, so that's horrible. So you said yes anyway.
Yeah. And I worked there for almost 8 years. And I learned a lot. Now I'm done. I don't want to go back into a brick and mortar restaurant.
I don't blame you. I mean, you did many, many years of some of the best restaurants, and then you started the nonprofit, right?
Yes. In June of 2020, I came back to Brooklyn after being in Jersey with my mom for 3 months, and we fed about 1,500 people a week, which was pretty good considering social distancing and just everything. And we did that for a little over a year, and then we disbanded due to situations beyond our control, which was sad. So now I'm looking to continue in the nonprofit sort of food security world, but hopefully find a job where I get at least paid something.
That makes sense, but it shows how much of a big heart you have and how food for you is more than, that's where, in my opinion, the art comes from, is also how we care about it and where it goes and who it goes to.
Yeah. So when do we start cooking?
You should start cooking. I've already majorly dove in.
It's I'm 4 minutes away from food on my plate.
No, not that good, but I was letting you have your high smoking moment.
Aww.
Plus, you've been a sous chef, so you know how to whip something up in 5 minutes.
Yes, absolutely.
That's So, did you enjoy culinary school?
Wait, culinary school?
Did you do that program?
Don't lies about me.
No, I'm not telling lies about you.
I'm
Didn't you do a program?
I was talking to the camera person again. I went to the Natural Gourmet, which is they do have a chef's training program, but it's like a 4-month program. It's not associate's degree. A lot of culinary schools are associates, but I didn't even get an associate's.
It doesn't matter. I didn't finish. I left CIA.
Oh, yeah? Good. See? Good for you. Wait, so am I supposed to be looking over there?
You're looking at me. You're doing a great job. You should be cooking.
What?
Christian, stop distracting her.
We're working with a studio kitchen. I don't know what's happening. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I didn't think you could hear me. Okay.
Yes, of course I can hear you.
So can everyone else. Back to us.
So
Jamie.
everything together. It's allowing this to sort of marinate and soak in. And I think I'm actually going to add an additional dry ingredient.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know what?
Wait, then when is this recording?
I'm going to add some passion rolled oats to make this a little bit easier to combine. This is my like go-to right now fix for when something is a little bit liquidy, but I want to make something less so.
Oh, yeah.
Rolled oats.
That makes sense.
Do you have a story of like what your biggest disaster in the kitchen has been? Because we've all had at least one, right?
Well, I was actually doing a tasting for Steven Starr, and they put me on an Amtrak train from New York to Philly and put me up at a Hilton in Philly. And I worked in the kitchen for a day during prep, and the day of the tasting, I just bombed. Like,
you got nervous?
bombed. And I like the first, I forget what the first course was. First course wasn't a disaster, but the second was a duck rillette, and I had made crispy duck skin, like, crackers to eat with the rillette. And somehow, and I had this, like, sour cherry mostarda, and I was, like, quenelling it on a little piece of wood, and I sent it out without the skin.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh my god! And it derailed me so bad that I fucked up the next course, which was a fish course, and it was just a disaster, and it just went downhill because one thing led to another, and next thing you know, there's just no going back from it. It was a mess. Like by the time I walked out of there, like. The busboy was the only one left in the dining room. Like, none of these people even talked to me, and there was like 8 of them there. I was like, yeah, good job.
Oh, that sounds like that stung.
Yeah, you know. But,
it didn't matter. You still got on Iron Chef.
This is true.
So, I mean, obviously, I want you to talk about Iron Chef, which I warned you about.
Well,
For those,
I mean, I don't think that non-disclosure agreement really applies anymore, but they give each team 3 possible ingredients, and then you have a month to recipe test 3 separate menus for 3 possible ingredients, and then you send in your list of ingredients for each possible ingredient / menu. So the day of, the only thing is, which of the 3 menus have you already written and tested are they going to ask you to cook?
wow, that's for a moment I was like, that's really generous of them, and then I was like, actually, no, that sounds like total chaos. Like a huge amount of work.
No, it's not that it was chaos, because we knew it was going to be one, something, but it was just kind of funny because it was like, okay, well, it's definitely not a secret ingredient. Everybody fucking knows that.
As a kid, I did not know that.
Okay, well, I mean, sure.
I was 10.
That's fair.
I mean, I was older once I saw that episode, but yeah, I mean, initially. Okay, so then you get there, and I mean, it's like, how many days does it take to film it? Is it really filmed in one day?
Half a day. We had the afternoon slot. Bobby Flay, that fucking pussy, he went up against someone that morning and lost.
I'm sure I had a lot of joy in that, but I'm such a diehard Morimoto fan. In general, I don't know. Bobby Flay, I don't get good energy from Bobby Flay.
No, not so much. I love Morimoto.
I really do. I mean, I think, you know, it must be unfortunate to meet him in a Hollywood context, you know? Because, like, of course, as a kid, I had that, like, you know, wonder, and there wasn't, like, any of that reality shattered for me just yet, you know?
Yeah.
And then I actually went to his restaurants and I met him in person, and then I was like, oh, he seems really, really nice, and I get a very good, you know, energy. But I imagine the experience, was that the first time that you had met him, was through that day?
Yeah. That was Morimoto, yeah. And then I met him a couple times after that, and he always was like, good battle, chef, good battle, chef. And I was like, fucking Morimoto just called me chef, I need a minute.
I would have freaked out. I mean, he's incredibly gifted. He's so gifted. I would say that Morimoto's restaurant in New York is probably still to this day my favorite, if not at least in like my top 3 favorite restaurants. What would you say is your favorite restaurant right now?
Well, I mean, I haven't been to a restaurant in 2 years.
That is not true. We met at a restaurant.
Yeah, but that's different. I mean, I've been to like very few. I'm not going to compare them to each other because of, you know, what we're going through.
That's fair.
It's just not the same.
No, I know.
I don't know. And I haven't been back to like anything more than once or for a second time, because then the next time you think you're going out, another COVID thing hits. All right, hold on. So
Catch us up. It's looking good over there.
Here's the shrimp. I threw we're dry roasting the tomatoes because it's winter and tomatoes in the winter don't have a whole lot of taste. We threw some raisins in there because you're doing this fruit thing that I don't have any of, but I'm going with the same flavor profile. So I put some golden raisins in there.
Yum.
And then I have a little bit of tomato paste I'm going to put in there. And then a little bit of white wine. And I put the shrimp shells behind me in a little pot. So I have a little stock going, so I can also use that. Oh yeah, this was not just white wine. This was leftover from New Year's Day.
I like your method that you're going, you know, full ingredients, like the importance of full cannabis. Using the full plant is so important, and that's so clever to use the shells as a stock. I don't think I've done that.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean that's so. Most of the weed butter that I have is from homegrown, and then a mix of shake from, you know, your leftover flour, that, you know, whatever it is you have at the time. But man, those, they say it's really low THC, and it could be, but it still tastes so good. Just even the herbaceous of it is just so amazing. It's insane.
I love it.
Like, it tastes good, and you might get high. Oh, I'm fucking in.
So would you say butter's your favorite infusion?
Yeah. It is. I like my butter.
I respect that. Butter is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty far in my recipe, but I slowed up just a little bit, but I am sort of testing times here. I took all the ingredients, put them in the bowl, they've been marinating. I got the texture and consistency that I want, so it'll form a bowl. This is what it looks like. So the roll worked really, really well.
Wow.
And now I've minced up my fruit slices. So we're putting that in here. We do that last minute because when they get wet, it's already going to start to change the profile. So rather than be as least wet as possible.
And we're going to dip them in this combo of hemp seeds and sesame seeds. And get them on in the air fryer. It's a pretty simple recipe as well.
So you love your air fryer, huh? I don't have one, but everyone who I know has one loves them.
If I had to marry an object, I would marry an air fryer.
Wow.
I am legitimately in love with it. Also, I will disclose something, which is that in the kitchen, I tend to get very excited about things for a while and obsess over it, whether it's ingredients or tools. And then I eventually kind of get over it. But I have to say, this dehydrates, air fries, roasts. Something else that I'm blanking on. It's like absolutely incredible. It's worth it.
All right.
So I'm mixing this all together. And it's going to look pretty too because I have all these different colors in here. I wish I got some really good shrimp, but I just got like a fresh, previously frozen.
Yeah, I kind of got similar. I either go to Whole Foods, which isn't really saying much, but we're so privileged to have it.
Oh, 100%. Mine's from Whole Foods too, it's just frozen.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily worth it. So, we've touched upon this deep connection that we both have with cannabis and with food and nurturing people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as you know, I look at this all from a spiritual wellness perspective of that I feel that I'm legitimately fueling myself and others with unconditional love, with joy, with nutrition. And I feel like there's true energies that each of these embody. Like, I had a chef, CIA, that said to me, "You need to talk to your fish." And everyone was like, "What?" He was like, "You need to talk to your fish, like you touch it like you're making love to your fish." And I was like, okay, like, I'm into it, I'll do it, but through my spiritual journey, I've come to realize that when I take these moments, I'm really giving gratitude, that I'm really connecting to the spirit of the animal, the ingredients, the fact that the earth and people had to do labor and hopefully love to create this possibility. Do you feel some sort of connection in this way, or that you would refer to as like a deeper intrinsic way with food and cannabis?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely have respect for all living beings. I mean, like, even we were pulling up bamboo not that long ago, and it's invasive and it shouldn't be there, but like I'm still killing a plant, But also, I'm not vegan, I'm not a vegetarian, but I do, choose my battles. But like something like cannabis is like such it's like it has so many other possibilities. It'd be one of the things that's like, do I pull up the bamboo to let the cannabis live, or is the bamboo pretty? Well, the bamboo might be pretty, or but it's not going to ease people's pain. It's not going to make people, potentially happier and healthier in their lives. It's really kind of.
I hear you. It's a cycle of life kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unless you got a panda, which none of us should be harboring a panda, as cute as they are.
Correct.
And so I want to go back to talking about cannabis, food, and sex in the kink community.
Yeah!
So I have to say, like, it's probably been in the past maybe like 5 years that I actually was told for the first time that cannabis with food was a part of the kink community. So there may be certainly people who don't know that and they don't maybe have that understanding. So for those who don't, would you feel comfortable sharing what that means for you, what your understanding of how food and cannabis comes into the kink community? And I'm imagining that it's significantly more meaningful than even just like having cannabis and having food.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, so the cannabis opens your senses, and when you're embracing foods that are aphrodisiacal in nature, they could be intense. So like if you're open and aware and you're listening to your body and you're really paying attention to what's going on around you, you really take in that moment and you bite into, you know, a piece of fish that's seasoned with like some ginger and lime and a little, you know, it's got a little spice, but then maybe it's got some cilantro, and it's like it hits every part of your mouth, and then your body's like, whoa, that was amazing. That was like, you know, fireworks in my mouth. How come food doesn't always taste that way? Well, sometimes because you're eating shitty food, but also sometimes because you're just not listening to your body.
That too.
So, I mean, to me, that's part of that. I need to check my pasta. Speaking of.
Thank you for sharing that. I definitely align with all the senses. And I mean, to me, I find food sexy. Like cooking with someone is one of the most intimate things, in my opinion, that you can do.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I just didn't have, kind of like how, you know, I've always been trans, but I didn't know what trans was for a long time. It's like, I always felt that way. I mean, maybe not always, maybe not when I was like 10, but when I, you know, as I started to cook and experience cannabis, you know, in my adult life. I would say I definitely was clueless as a kid.
The first time I tried to make pot brownies, it was actually kind of sad. Someone I went to high school with died a couple of weeks before high school graduation in a car accident, and my parents let my brother chaperone a party, and someone was showing me how to make pot brownies, and you know, we had like strained out the actual weed and thrown it in the trash can, and then my parents had these Rottweiler, Black Lab, Boxer. They were big and they were beautiful. But kind of stupid dogs who ate it out of the trash and then ended up throwing up all over the kitchen floor.
No. Were they okay?
Yeah, thank God. And yeah, they didn't even have to go to the vet. But I got in a little bit of trouble. But I was like, yeah, you know, maybe I'm not going to try that again for a while. You know, and then
you just lock up the dogs.
Well, oh no, but then it was, you know, it was a couple months from me moving to New York City to go to art school, so I was just like, I'll just find drugs. I'll find weed. It'll be cool.
It's not hard to find in New York.
Well, the sad thing was, it kind of was a pain in the ass because most of the art students and whatnot wanted to be smoked out all the time. They didn't want to smoke weed.
Oh, true. Time. The years. The decade.
Yeah, I'm talking like 1993, 94. So, you know, I mean, but I found my pot smoking friends. You know, but then I got that job on the sailboat, and I was drug tested by the Coast Guard, so I didn't smoke pot for many years, which is fine.
Said me never.
All right.
If you were on a desert island and you could only have 3 ingredients with you, what would you have? This is it. There's no other option. This is what you're having for the rest of your life.
Okay. Cannabis.
This is why we're friends. Continue.
I mean, maybe, coconut for hydration.
Smart. Okay, we're getting a strategic here.
And then I mean, they say scurvy's not a thing anymore, but I'd pick any sort of citrus, preferably a lemon or an orange or lime to help prevent scurvy, because I don't know where else we'd be getting our vitamin C. Well, no, I would imagine cannabis has some vitamin C in it, but I don't know how much. But
if you have the raw leaves, I believe.
Right.
I don't actually
right.
know
Once it's dried out, yeah, I think it's different. All right, how's your meal coming along?
It's good. I just finished rolling up the balls. They're medicated. They're large. They're happy.
Yeah. Speaking of.
And we're going to plug in the air fryer. What's amazing about also an air fryer, like, you don't have to preheat it. You plug it in and you press start.
Nice.
Yes, they are amazing. I'm reading the comments from people. How is yours going?
Oh, we are. It's smelling delicious. It's looking delicious.
Oh boy. Fish. I've never used it for the fish setting. 10 minutes? That cannot possibly be accurate. I'm gonna do it, but I feel like that cannot be real. At 350? That seems not possible, right? 350, 10 minutes?
Right.
Even in sort of a convection state.
That's just saying like generic fish.
Yeah, there's only settings. This is it's an air fryer.
Well, I get a little lost at that point because I don't own one. Wait, and you're this is the example of the technology in my kitchen.
My technology is not ideal either. I mean, I feel like people imagine that everyone who's had chest training has like incredible, expensive equipment, and it's just not true. So I'm happy that we're showing people
right,
the
but
reality.
yeah, this is my I don't even have it plugged in. This is my microwave.
Wait, show me your microwave? Look, it froze. Welcome, Freddie. Welcome, Brandy. Welcome, everyone who's popped in. Namaste. We've got you frozen on the on Instagram. This is a very common issue. What you will have to do is leave Instagram and come back.
Leave Instagram.
Oh wait, no, don't. It's working. You're back.
Oh wait, no, don't. It's working. You're back.
Ooh. That looks good, Chef. How much longer until you're done?
I'm ready when you are.
See? I told you you were going to beat me. Notice how I didn't ask you.
But you kept saying that the time was going to go by quick, so I tried to make something super simple.
It did. It did go by fast. And you did well. I mean, if this is actually done in 10 minutes, I mean, I'll kind of eat my shirt, but I imagine that it'll be done pretty quickly. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're chilling.
I'm going to just do some sanitation here. That was one of the hardest things when I was doing culinary school was food safety.
Oh my god.
Almost failed that. The test,
you know what?
not
It's
like
also
understanding.
crazy. It's so crazy that they change the fucking rules and the laws all the time, but you never have to get recertified. So you only know if you're one of those assholes who's got nothing better to do than troll their website all the time to see if they updated some sort of law, or be there one day when they show up and they're like, oh, this is zip and boy violation, and you're like, what? They're like, yeah, huh? And you're like, nah, and they're like, yeah, as of last year. And you're like, oh shit, all right. Like, it's crazy, you know? They want you to fail.
I think it's also, they learn new stuff all the time.
Oh, I love your faith in humanity.
Someone has to. I have to say, I felt like, see, the thing was, because I started in professional kitchens young, you started professional cooking before going to school. I found the class harder than what I actually know food safety is. I was obviously taught food safety the second I started a job, because I can't touch food without knowing the basics of food safety, which is really simple. Don't put raw things together.
Right. Yeah, it's really not that hard.
Unless it's raw vegetables. If it's all vegan.
Right, but only if they've been triple washed, because, I don't know.
True. I am bad about triple washing, I will say. I usually double wash.
What was that, chef?
Yeah.
What was that, chef?
I'm good with that. The camera person's getting spicy over here.
Yeah.
I forgot the lemon juice. I was gonna, but we're not done, so I didn't really technically forget it yet.
No, you didn't plate it.
Exactly.
It's never done until it's plated.
Yeah, I can't believe that these will be done in 10 minutes. I just refuse to believe that. At 3:50, it just doesn't remotely. This is not done at all. I'm gonna have to turn the temperature up.
Shit. I know there's a lemon seed in that.
Temperature.
There's lemon juice on my glasses. I think we need to smoke some more weed.
I was about to do that until I started to have to panic about this cooking properly. Because I've had
Oh, I found it. Look, I found the lemon seed. Oh my god, I can't believe I found that.
Chef, is that why you put your glasses on?
Yes.
You found the lemon seed.
Yes.
Oh, you found a lemon seed in that entire.
I can't believe it. I know. Apparently, I'm either perfectly high or not high enough. I don't know. How do you decide?
I would say you're perfectly high when you know that everything is great and it's at your ideal. I'm gonna get a dog walker to smoke.
Come here, open your mouth.
Come here.
What is?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Actually, no. I want to talk about the rock shrimp.
Yep, rock shrimp.
Howdy, Ewolf. Welcome. Not the rock shrimp. It was rock fish, wasn't it? But
you mean wreck fish?
Yes, the wreck fish.
Iron Chef episode. Wait, honey, could you? I can't.
What do you want?
I don't want to.
I wonder if your episode is still up somewhere.
You actually have to pay for it, but it's like $3 last I heard. Which
Did you say $30?
No, $3. It's like $3.25 to watch one episode. Yeah. But also, I have a DVD of it. If you still have a DVD player, I can always give it to you.
I do have a DVD player. Now, even better, when I come home next, we're gonna get really baked and watch it.
Yes.
and have a really bizarre trip down memory lane for both of us. Wait, do you remember what year that was? I'm trying to remember to see how old I was.
Christian looked it up and told me, but I don't even remember.
This entire episode is going to be like a back channel of commentary from Christian.
Where's my joint? Where'd he go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this
Over
one?
there.
Oh, new one? Very good.
I need to turn
Over
this
there.
down.
So,
What are we making?
yeah, I don't. Oh my god! And so there's another funny thing. Let's see. I could text it to you. I have one snippet from that Iron Chef thing where it's Pasternak is the chef and Billy Gallagher, who's the chef at Becco, and then myself as the two sous chefs. And I have a bunch of leeks that I'm walking to the sink to wash, and he's got some petty pan squash. And I walk up, and he's there, and I was like, "Hey, handsome, how's it going?" And he's like, "Patty pan, patty pan, patty pan, patty pan," and I start laughing. And it's just this funny thing. And fucking Alton Brown's like, "Oh, looks like the Challenger side's got a little something hot going in the sink," or I don't forget what the fuck he said, but I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, of the things that they caught on camera, they caught me being flirtatious with someone I wasn't legitimately flirting with because he's like a big brother to me. But regardless, that was on national television, and my mom was like, "Oh, Katie," I was like, "What?"
It's Hollywood. What did you think was going to happen?
Of course, they were gonna leave that in.
So, I want to go really into the grinding bit. After the episodes, what was life like? What did it feel like to actually be on Iron Chef, and then everything that came after that? And then how did you feel about the edit? Because obviously they do an enormous amount of editing to an episode.
Well, since I was the sous chef and not the actual challenger, the problem was my boss was pissed. Kept saying it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. Our non-disclosure agreements were for 365 days from the time it was filmed, because they could potentially not even use it in that season, and they might save it for the next one, and they go in 6-month cycles or something. So you're not allowed to say who won or who lost or anything about what happened. And my boss is back at the restaurant saying it's fucking rigged and this and that. And he was supposed to do Food and Wine New York City with Morimoto, not even a month after we taped that episode, and he refused to go, and he sent me instead. And literally the people there, even when I walked in and his assistant or someone called ahead and said Dave couldn't go, and they were sending me, and they were basically like, you don't have to be here. You don't even matter. You can, there's a table over there if you want to go, put your little things on. It was the weirdest fucking dismissal where I was like, whoa, because I get it. Morimoto's like, I'm not being treated this way because this person got their tiny little penis stepped on. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But so, I had brought all this stuff for raw fish, crudo, and all this stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're in the table in the corner over there. Just keep giving out food and smile and nod." And I was just like, "What the fuck?" This man, they're fucking Napoleon complexes.
That's an experience. So then the episode came out, and what did you think of the episodes?
It was hysterical that, seeing that moment at the sink that I didn't even remember. And other than that, I was like, all right, it was solid, just not, would have been nice to win, but I don't really feel like, other than my boss being ass hard the whole time, it didn't change my life that we didn't win. You know, like the fact that we lost versus if we had won, I don't think would have made that much of a difference in my life at that point.
Was it exciting? Did you feel proud? I mean, that's like a big
No, of course. I mean, I was super excited, but then also like they're like, you'll get fined $1 million if you say anything to anyone. So like, by the time the year was over, I was like, so like, oh God, that's right. I so forgot that I had this amazing thing that I wasn't allowed to talk about. Now I can finally talk about it, and I'm just like, oh God, like, you know. But it was crazy. I mean, it was awesome. It was so much fun, but you know, having lost and having worked with a sore loser was kind of took a little fun out of all of it, honestly.
Understandable. Well,
other than that, it was awesome. And then they called me to be on Chopped, and I was like, no.
You said no.
No. I was like, nope.
Why?
No, like no, because like you're by yourself. I'm like, I am not. I'm just like not out to convince anyone that I'm perfect, and I'm definitely not out to put myself out there and potentially be like a total disaster and have someone profit from that.
Mm.
You know? Like, win or lose, someone's making more money off of me than I'm making on myself. And I don't want no part of that culture.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Well, I'm glad that at least overall that experience was positive.
Yeah.
Seemingly,
Overall.
you know, I feel, you know, something that my mom has always said to me is, it's equally as important to know what you don't want that it is to know what you want. And so it's like having that one experience, like if you hadn't and then you said yes to Tosh,
Right.
you know, it all played out. And so are you interested in continuing to do restaurant consulting or no?
I'm trying to keep it open right now for the money, but I really want to stay in food relief. Is that the air fryer?
Yeah, we're gonna see what the actual truth is here. I mean, I don't
the moment of truth.
I don't expect the bottom ones to be done, but I really don't even think. I don't know. I'm really learning
Ones are
how.
only done when we say they're done.
I mean, they are like significantly more cooked than I thought. I almost like am compelled to cut one.
What was that, chef? I'm sorry.
I mean, they actually might be cooked. I mean, I changed the temperature. I changed it to 450.
No, they look like.
I'm gonna have to cut in the one. That's the only way to know whether they're
Yeah,
done.
You don't have a thermometer?
The answer is that I'm pretty sure I recently bought myself one upon realizing I didn't have one, and I have no idea where it is. Right.
Oh, that's fine. No, I mean, yeah.
But that is a totally rational question, and I should definitely get one. But I'm pretty sure I did. My whole kitchen is I need to like completely reorganize it. It's kind of in a chaotic state. I'm gonna put these back in and hope that this is actually cooked. I'm very nervous to believe that this is cooked right now. Well, this is what one looks like.
She's opening the window.
Smoke the kitchen a little bit.
Yeah, no, I hadn't found it. All right. I'm gonna cut into this and see if it's cooked.
All right.
The tough part is I minced the shrimp so small, and that's what I'm trying to see what the coloring is, of course, to like know if it's truly cooked. But it's all like everything is so mixed in, I can't even like find the shrimp. Okay, no, I can find it. Okay. Unbelievable! This might actually be cooked. Yeah, I think that they did. No, I really don't understand half air fryers. Like, I mean, this is my first time using this.
What?
Yeah, this is cooked. I'm blown away. All right, let's. Are you ready, Simon?
Mm-hmm.
We have to take a picture first. It's like a tradition on the show with our food.
So what do?
You take your food and you put it in your hands, and then you bring it with you to the camera, and then we're gonna take a picture, and then I'm gonna take a picture. You have to be in it. Your face. Christian, back up. Christian, you have to back up. Back up.
Wait, I'm supposed to back up?
No, Christian. There we go. Okay, now.
Who the fuck am I?
Chef Dini, go to your food. With your face. I'm trying to take a picture of us with our food. Christian, you have to back up.
This is like people over 40. What the?
Turn. I've had plenty of people. Okay, yes.
Oh my god.
We did it.
I'm just gonna
Okay,
get down on the ground.
No,
Okay,
you
people.
were in the exact spot. Just don't move. Don't move.
Nope,
Christian,
I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna move.
We did it.
I don't even know who I'm supposed to look at.
You did it. You did great. Mission
Oh my
accomplished.
Oh my god. Jamie,
Bon
you are
appetit.
a patient and amazing human being.
I don't want to move.
Okay.
Get up here.
No, I don't want to move. No.
I really like how these came out, actually.
Oh god. I feel like
the fruit slabs works really well with this.
That's really cool. Like I had no idea that that's where you were going with that.
So I think we would both agree that coconut and mango can go very well with shrimp in the proper plating, right?
Yeah.
So I knew that those flavors would work really well. I figured if I minced it small enough, it would just basically be like little pieces of meat. And it kind of hides in there until you notice it. And it just so happens that one of their claims to fame with this edible is that no matter the heat, like, it will not melt. I've actually done melt tests with boiling water and ultra things, and it takes a really long time for it to even remotely dissolve at all.
Kind of crazy.
So, whereas there's a lot of concern and worry, right, when we're cooking with cannabis, of course, to cook off the terpenes and the flavonoids and everything when we turn up the heat, this is something that, of course, will also, inevitably lose some potency with everything, but potentially not as much, I find. And it doesn't, it just kind of holds and stays, like, here, I'll show you. See that orange thing in the chip there? That's one of them.
Yeah.
Like, looks exactly the same. And these. So they came out well. I'm happy. How's yours?
Pretty damn good. When I saw you getting all fancy, I threw some saffron and a little bit of white wine and added that to the pasta. It's pretty damn good.
This is awesome.
And I just added the cannabis butter at the end.
So you're going to be super stoned later.
Yep.
Do you know how many milligrams went in there?
I don't know. That's always the question with the homemade stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if I ended up doing it a lot, I'd test it maybe.
This is so good. Well, that looks amazing. I wish that I was eating it. Thank you so much for being a special guest for this week's episode. It was super fun, and I look forward to being able to actually cook in person.
Yes, definitely. Next time you're out this way.
Mm-hmm. It'll be super fun. Can you please let everyone know if they want to get in touch with you, especially if they want to hire you, what is the best way to do that?
Well, my Instagram is Chef Life by the Sea, which I'll put in the comments. That would be the easiest way.
Sounds good. Well, maybe I'll be able to convert you over into the cannabis culinary realm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you, Christian. Enjoy the food.
All the love.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was so terrifying.
You did very well.
Good night, Tracy.
And
Oh my God, that was so terrifying. I'm so sorry. I thought I was like killing it with 2 cameras, but like it was
You
just a
did
laptop.
kill it.
We're over 40. I'm so
everyone
sorry.
here is loving and supporting me. All right, everyone.
Dear God,
We will
hashtag.
see you all
right.
next week for another episode, episode 7. It's going to be the first one of the month of February, and we are going to be here, if I recall correctly, with Maggie Fromm, who is the founder of the Woke Community, who I love deeply. I'm a part of the Woke Community, and I look forward to having her here and making some casseroles, which is what we're most likely going to be doing. So I love you. I love you. Thank you, and we'll see you all next time. Love you.
Namaste.
Namaste.